What is going on, everyone? So there's a lot of things that we don't like doing. For instance, I keep having to wear the same shirt, the same hat, brain recognition on YouTube, right? Yeah, I have to keep doing that. And I don't like it, but I have to do it so that you guys can recognize me and click on my videos, because these videos are very important to our movement. So yeah, I'm making a sacrifice. And if you appreciate the sacrifice that I'm making, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button on this video so that the YouTube algorithm shares this video with as many apes as possible and pisses off Ken Griffin, because he hates it when you share my videos, because Ken Griffin hates me. He's no longer invited to the dinner table. Now, another thing, if you're not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so, because I drop content just like this every single day. Now, we've been just bombarded with freaking bad news every single freaking day, or at least we think it's been bad news, right? Why do we think that? Well, because the media is telling us that it's bad. Okay, the 22% stake in Hycroft, well, that's bad. Not only has the media been telling us this, but some of these other YouTubers have been telling you this. Now, I've dissected this on my previous videos on this channel. So if you're still confused about that, if you need more of an explanation, if you need more information, please go and check those out. But this may not be a bad situation, but everybody's trying to make us believe that it is. So anytime that somebody comes out and tells us that it's not bad and explains to us why it's good, especially when it's out, in the media, when the media is saying this publicly, I'm going to play you a clip. I'm going to play you the clip and let you know exactly why this may not be a bad thing. But in this clip, I'm sorry for tricking you. We're not exactly talking about that investment in the gold mine. But we're going to be talking about, we're going to be hearing about why AMC stock may be a good investment. Some of the things that I've been telling you guys about in previous videos. No, I can't point out which video because I put out too many videos to be able to go out there and say, hey, watch this one about this and this one about that. But if you're a true ape, then you already know. If you've been subscribed to this channel like you should be, then you already know. So I'm not going to waste my time, but I'm going to tell you guys, listen to the media is not biased, okay? Because if you listen to those biased bastards, the media that's owned by Ken Griffin Citadel, Melissa Lee even falls into that category. And I'm heartbroken about that. But if you watched my video from like 3 videos ago today, then you already know I've shed a lot of tears because Melissa Lee decided to screw the ape movement over. Just screw all the work she's done in the last few months. Almost a year now, to say screw the apes. I no longer support Melissa Lee. I no longer watch her videos on CNBC. I know she needed a lot of help, which is why she recruited the apes and started interviewing Trace Trades, Matt Cahors, and blah, 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 because she needed help. Melissa Lee, she was on her last leg. They were about to lay her off. And, she screwed up by saying naked shorts. Yeah, she screwed up. So they kind of turned it into a win-win situation for her. They tried to help her out. Help her to keep her goddamn job. And she kept it this entire time. But now it's time for Melissa Lee to pay the piper. So they thought that, make the apes trust you and then kick the freaking legs from underneath them. But Melissa Lee hadn't been eating her bananas. So that's where she screwed up. As a matter of fact, I'm kicking her while she's down. Melissa Lee is not our freaking friend. The media is not our friend most of the time. But thank goodness I found a video on Yahoo Finance that actually, depicts us in a manner which is not negative. And these people that are being, interviewed, the woman that's being interviewed, she's not biased. She's not against this movement. She's not being controlled by Ken Griffin or Citadel or Virtue or whoever the hell else is against us. She tells the truth. And it's the same truth that I've been telling you on my channel for a long ass time. So watch this clip that I'm fixing to freaking play on this video. And good luck to everyone that's holding, because you're not going to need it. You weren't expecting that. Anyhow, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Flying high following its domestic debut. This is even after AMC experimented with price hikes to see it. So did the experiment ultimately work? Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Alexandra Canal, who joins us now to discuss. And Alexandra, you know, I am going to go see the Batman later on this afternoon. I did notice I paid almost $7 or $8 more for this movie than other comparable movies that were listed at the same time. Is that strategy working out for them?
Yeah, that's the big question. This is an experiment, and people want to know, did it work, and could we see more things in the future? Based on the experts I talked to and just the data I collected, the answer is a pretty confident yes. It's important to keep in mind that these price variations, it's not anything new per se. AMC has already been doing this overseas, and competitors, Regal and Cinemark, had actually already hiked prices for Spider-Man No Way Home in addition to the Batman for their respective opening weekends. They were just a lot more quiet about it than AMC. If you take a look at this chart from Intelligence, you'll see the average price increases across those major chains. AMC charging about $1 more than the average ticket price to see the Batman. Regal doing the same. So it's not a huge price increase, which I think is important to note, since consumers were probably more ticked off that their popcorn and soda cost $30, or that they can't fill their gas tank for under $60, $70. So I don't think an extra $1 increase is really going to break the bank for people that want to see these movies. And if you think about it, streaming services, they've consistently raised prices. We have Netflix experimenting with an extra fee if you share your password, and yet we still pretty much consistently see these consumers using those services. So that's another potential indication that people won't be too stressed about this if they continue to do this experiment moving forward.
Yeah, you know, if you want to offset that, I guess you can go and see a matinee screening instead. But I want to ask about how this impacts, because, look, we already know about ticket price disparities. Anyone that's bought an IMAX ticket over a regular ticket or 3D, right, there's premium screens, there's, Dolby theaters. So how do they all kind of go into the fold here? Should we expect to see price increases in those experiences as well?
For sure. And it's interesting to note, too, because 22% of movie goers opted to see the Batman in a premium format on opening weekend. That's according to Intelligence. And as you said, that's already a more expensive option. And pre-sales for those experiences were through the roof. In fact, IMAX sold out at 350 locations weeks prior to the Batman's debut. And that was even after AMC implemented these price hikes. So that tells us, once again, that this wasn't a big concern for consumers. IMAX CEO Richard Gelfond also told me that this is a trend he sees sticking overall. He said, quote, "While IMAX doesn't set ticket prices, the biggest change we've seen is that the studios are more open to exhibitors implementing price surging, and they have been in the past. Ultimately, it will be up to the consumer to accept or reject higher prices, but early indications are that they are willing to pay more to see the biggest must-see blockbusters on opening weekend." And I think that point was proven just by looking at the massive domestic hauls of both of these movies. We had the Batman with 128 million, the second best opening of the pandemic era, right behind Spider-Man No Way Home, which was set at a whopping 260 million. So I think all this proves that, yes, at least for right now, this is an experiment that will be sticking. I think the question will be, what kind of movies could we see these price increases for? Personally, I think it's going to be these superhero, big action movies that have done consistently well throughout the course of the pandemic.
Okay, and quickly, have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have seen it, and it's interesting because when I went to see it on opening weekend, I had to go through several towns to even find a theater that could accommodate 3 people. It was crazy. So I think that just goes to show people are buying these tickets online, they're doing the pre-sales, and they wanted to see this movie in the theater. There's so many options right now to sit at home and entertain yourselves, but people really want that experience. And I think that's why we saw foot traffic surge at AMC locations, why these tickets sold out. So I thought it was really good, but I don't know. I'm excited to hear your interpretation, Brian, when you see it later today.
Okay.